Ever wondered what lurks in the shadows during a late-night drive? Join us as we explore four spine-chilling tales that will make you think twice before hitting the road after dark. Was driving from Atlanta to Lexington with my girlfriend to visit my parents. I like to drive at night since there are less people on the road and I can take my time. At around 3 a.m. or so, we are making good time. I had stopped at a gas station and picked up some coffee for us, and we were due in about an hour. Girlfriend was sleeping soundly and I'm listening to a quiet radio humming away. I start getting a little drowsy and take a sip. Road was just as my coffee, black, with no cars in sight, except for a spotted few on the side of the road here and there. In the distance I can make out what looks like a hitchhiker, or what I think is one, but can't really tell due to such low light. As I get closer, I start to notice other things, like how the person is kind of thin and tall and completely, for the most part, apparently brown. I'm right up on this thing now, and at about 20 feet it turns around and locks eyes with me as I pass by. This was no person, and it is the most terrifying thing I have ever seen in my life. It was a deer, or I tell myself it was. I have seen deer stand on their hind legs to fight, but they still have deer posture when they do. Not only that, but I was watching this thing walk for about 30 seconds from first seeing it in the distance to passing it. The posture it had was human. Standard biped stance, arms back, chin down. But the worst part was the eyes, or lack thereof. In their place were two large black pits, almost black hole-ish. I'll never forget the stare down it gave me. The instant I passed it, I had the only panic attack I've ever had in my life. I had to wake up my girlfriend to keep calm enough to get to an exit with a large gas station a few miles away. Like hell, I was going off a ramp close to that thing. After we pulled into the station, I had a complete meltdown. I started crying harder than I ever thought I could. I couldn't talk, breath, or do anything but want to curl into a ball and cry. After around 30 minutes or so, she finally gets me to calm down enough to tell her what happened. While I don't think she believed what I think I saw, she knew that I was convinced and legitimately scared to death. Every once in a blue moon I will dream about it and wake up crying or in a cold sweat, and she will tease me about it or roll over and ignore me instead of comforting me about the one thing that I've ever been terrified of. But I know what I saw, and I know it will haunt me for the rest of my life. When I was about 19, I was driving on a 2-lane road after work around 11 p.m. No other cars on the road, and suddenly this guy in a red shirt on a bicycle swerved from the side of the road right in front of my car. I hit him, felt the impact. I was repeatedly yelling OMG and got out of the car to see how badly he was hurt. Only I didn't see him. I couldn't find the guy. No bike, no red-shirted guy, no dent or blood on my car. I searched the ditch with a flashlight. A couple of people passed by while I was looking in the field for a body when a sheriff's car pulled up. I told him what happened. He said I didn't hit anyone. He told me that about 15 years earlier, a young man in a red shirt was hit by a car while riding his bike right there. He died instantly. Deputy told me that every couple of years someone driving through there believes they've hit a red-shirted bike rider. I'd hit a ghost. It happened about 40 years ago, and it still creeps me out. To this day, I don't like driving at night. A lot of people that drive for a living or have done balls to the wall cross-country drives can tell you about the running shadows. First time I saw them, I was on the tail end of 12 straight hours of driving. I was driving through the middle of nowhere, in the desert, at night. Very little light from the sky, no man-made lights even on the horizon, just the pitiful cone from my truck's headlamp, and being in the middle of the desert, it pretty much only lights up the road ahead. Nothing above ground level to catch the light. As I'm barreling along, I start to see shadowy figures running alongside my truck, out of the corners of my eyes. on 2 legs and 4. All I can think about is the creepy stories you read online about shit that lives out in the desert, or the Asian ghost stories where if you don't acknowledge the spirit, it can't harm you. So I've got my eyes glued to the road, refusing to let them flicker off to the side. I rolled my windows up and cranked up the volume on my radio. Drove like that for probably an hour and a half, until they slowly petered out roughly 15 minutes outside of a little one-light town. I've had people try to carjack me, people try to rob me after I pull over to render aid, people jump out at me on Twisty Mountain Road, you name it. But nothing matching that level of fear the first time I saw them. Felt like my spine was rippling like a ribbon in a wind trying to jump clear out of my back and hide under the seat. Sleep deprivation mixed with sensory deprivation does some strange things. This is the only experience I have ever had like this. Nothing else has come close. Some friends and I were driving around some rural roads waiting for a friend to arrive to his girlfriend's house. We were just kind of wasting time, cruising down some dirt roads around 20 miles an hour, talking. My friend who was driving slams on his brakes and I, in the passenger seat, looked up and there was this thing. I had never seen anything like it before. We stopped the car and watched as this thing, which didn't have a perceivable head, moved slowly across the road about 15 feet in front of us. It was creepy to say the least. It was approximately 4 feet tall, and we could see its joints moving as it walked slowly with a gait similar to a giraffe. It had very skinny, long legs. Its body was about 1.5 feet round. If it had hair, it was pretty short, but the thing was brown. We were all screaming, "What the fuck is that?" We could not see any perceivable head, and it was walking perpendicular to us. We watched as it slowly walked through these people's yard and behind their house. Needless to say, we were freaking out about it. When we got to my friend's house, we all drew pictures of it separately and showed each other at the same time when we were done to verify that we all saw what we saw. It was the strangest thing I have ever seen, and I have not found any satisfactory explanation to this day, 20 years later. Thanks for joining us on this eerie journey through 4 spine-chilling night drive stories. If these tales gave you goosebumps, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more creepy content. Have you ever experienced something strange on a late night drive? Share your story in the comments below. Remember, the road is full of mysteries. Drive safe and stay curious. Until next time, keep your headlights on and your fears at bay.